I wanted to talk about how, I've been coming to, I mean, I kind of already knew this, but I've been coming to the realization more and more, that antinatalism as a male means kind of nothing sometimes, or kind of nothing because I don't know, like it holds less weight than a woman who's an antinatalist because I feel like a woman that's uh not a yeah, pretty much like a woman, she could have children anytime she wants when you think about it, for real. A man, when you think about it, um he can't really have children anytime he wants. He can't, you know uh have children anytime he wants. When you think about it, he has to work for that. He has to earn that, or he has to prove himself to a woman first before he even can come close to that, you know? Yeah, he has to work for that. And it just, it kind of, I feel like, even especially if you're like an undesired man, or a man who's not that attractive, it holds even less weight, I feel like if you were like a Chad, you know, that was 6'5" with blue eyes, blonde hair, then it would hold a lot of weight. People would be like, "Oh, real? Like, wow, this guy's so attractive, and he doesn't want to have children," you know. But I was just, you know, think, you know, thinking about this, because I always think about this, But just because it holds less weight doesn't mean it holds any weight at all. It just holds much less weight than if a woman who's an antennatalist. But then again, people have to keep in mind that just because someone is unattractive doesn't mean they can't reproduce, because you see a lot of attractive people all the time reproduce. I see, I've said this before, people that are fat, people that are have diseases, people that have cancer, people with bad genetics, history of whatever, they reproduce all the time. But just because, you have, bad genetics either doesn't, doesn't, discredit you either. You could still reproduce because, pretty much anytime anyone can reproduce in their lifetime at some point, whether, you know if they're able to find someone who tolerates them and reproduce with them, um but yeah, the world is a shitty place. Just don't have children. That's pretty much all I'm gonna say. Don't, or try not to have children, or try not to, or maybe I feel like a lot of people, even, like, I feel like you don't even have to try. A lot of men either, you don't even have to try. It's just so easy, because nobody wants you. I know a lot of people like me, you become an antinatalist because nobody wants you. You see how unbearable the world is for you, and you're just like, I don't want this for anyone else. There are some days where you can't, maybe want to reproduce because your testosterone is ridiculously high and whatnot, but just gotta work through that. Like, but yeah, just because you're a male antenna, doesn't mean don't think it doesn't hold any weight. It may hold much less weight, but you're still you're still preventing a lot of suffering, by not bringing anyone here. And guys, try not to get carried away. If your life seems good at the moment, it can get bad or worse at any time. So that can happen. You know. But yeah. Thanks for listening. Oh yeah, I wanted to say this before the video ends. To all men, you know how life is for you. You know how life is as a man. You know how life is, how uncomfortable and how nobody cares because you're a male. So why would you wanna cause that? Give that. Why would you want to bring someone here so they could be a male too and suffer in the same way you have because they're like a male and no one cares for them and that's pretty much it. What I wanted to say. But yeah. And you know how life is. None of this stuff is gonna change anytime soon. It's all the same crap, you know.